And we're back. It's Tuesday. It's 1:37. Like we said before, our 2 o'clock meeting is kind of loose based on based on when we can all get together and chat. And today we're talking to James, the number one listing agent. Is it Northern Arizona or just kind of Prescott?
Prescott. Yep.
Okay, Prescott. And we were just talking offline.
Yep.
He did 313 deals last year in Prescott, Arizona. I mean, that's a lot of deals for a small town. I don't even know if they even have that many houses listed in that town. So.
Probably not right now.
We started selling gingerbread houses, so just to pick that up, and those are inventory.
James, you probably actually know those numbers, right? How many active listings are there in the Tri-City area or Prescott? Ballpark. Uh-oh, did we lose you?
Yeah, kind of went south.
We might have lost you, James.
That 300 homes.
Oh, you're coming back. We missed that whole thing.
Okay. We're hovering right around 300 homes.
Okay.
Inventory wise. Yeah.
So an inventory that has 300 homes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, so for an inventory that has 300 homes, he did 313 homes. And we're going to talk to he's going to tell us a little bit about listings. He obviously gets a lot of the listings to sell that many homes. Listings with just a listing versus listing his own flips, because he does his own flips up there in Northern Arizona. Luke can talk to that as well. And we're going to talk about a little bit of the market change and just the fact that buyers aren't being as aggressive as they used to be. So,
no doubt about it.
Yeah. It's been an interesting.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, James. Again, thanks for joining us, man. But yeah, I mean, kind of tell everyone, what are you in general? You know, what's kind of the biggest difference that you're seeing right now? Because I mean, I know, you know, when we were listing houses, God, you know, obviously a year ago, 6 months ago, exactly like Chris said, we were having, you know, 10 offers on these properties. They were going $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over asking. And I mean, us personally, we've seen it slow down now in the last 3 to 6 months, and even more so in the last 30 days. The last 30 days has actually been kind of eye-opening for us personally. We've got properties that we thought that we're going to sell at a given price no matter what, and they're just kind of sitting right now. And so I'm not sure if you're kind of feeling that as well. It's kind of what you're seeing.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. The last 30 to 60 days has just been nuts. So we used to put a house on the market on a Thursday. We would take offers until Tuesday and collect those, and we'd have anywhere from 5 to 20 offers on it, right? Now it's, I mean, sometimes you're not even getting a showing, right? Because we've out.
I think we lost.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're back now.
I'm here. Are you guys there?
Yep.
Luke, you there?
Yep.
Okay, sorry. So I just feel like agents were going, 3 to 5% over that next sold comp, even if it was a week or two after the sold. So I think it just outpaced too much. And then as soon as those interest rates went up, it was just a huge slowdown. So we're, in some cases, you might not even get a showing over a weekend. It's just been crazy. It's been that dramatic. So we just got 3 offers on one property that we listed 2 days ago. We multiple countered offered them, and one of them backed out. The other 2 held strong at where they were at. They weren't going to go up at all. So that's what we're seeing in the marketplace right now. And you're going to see longer days on market. I think you put it really well on your last Facebook post. You said, we're still going to be doing fix and flips, but we just have to have the best product out there, which I think as an investor, that's how you're going to separate yourself, is just having the best product out there and making sure you're still pricing it aggressively, just hoping that the quality of the work is what boosts that value up and starts the bidding war instead of the market having to do it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, well, the best product out there, and then obviously a lot of people were betting on, okay, if I buy this now, it's going to carry me to the next value.
Yeah,
Underwriting needs to sharpen your pencil, and what's your carry cost would be, what's your rehab going to be, how long you think you're going to hold it. We'll add probably another 30 days just in case.
yeah, yep. I just backed out of a deal that I was going to buy because I just didn't feel super comfortable with a lot of the stuff. I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with what I'm doing.
Oh,
Not a
yeah.
little bit, a lot more conservative. And Jake always makes fun of me. He's like, "Dude, you're too conservative. You need to be more aggressive about it." So,
Yeah.
anyways,
But at the same
yeah,
time, I mean, we've been probably a little too aggressive recently because I mean, we've got like 15 flips going on right now, and I mean, if the market even
yeah,
drops, I'm not saying it's going to, but if the market even drops 10%, if you're running every one of these projects as a 10% profit margin, there it goes. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
so it's not I don't want to say a scary time, but it's definitely one of those times, like you said, Chris, where you got to really sharpen your pencil and make sure, okay, like we better make sure this is a solid deal ahead of time. One thing that we did never do that got our, where I've seen a lot of people get in trouble, get themselves into issues and problems by doing this, is that we never ran our exit numbers with taking into account appreciation. So, I mean, I know a lot of people that did that, where they'd say, you know what, I mean, where the market's going right now, the best comp shows 550, but I mean, let's be honest, it's probably going to get 575 right now. It's like, that's something that we never really did. We always tried to stay pretty firm with, okay, this is the best comp, so this is what we're going to go off of.
yeah.
Did you do much of that, James? Did you ever go any off the appreciation?
No, never, never. And I would never buy a deal off of 10% spread either. So that's just me, though. So I
Yeah.
think you make way more money off your home runs than you do your nickels and your dimes with that type of stuff. So I try to go for those. And I think there's going to be a point in time where there's going to be, if you have the money, you're going to see when the tide goes out who's swimming naked, right? Like what's out there. And I think now's the time to see that. And the commercial space, like those big apartment buildings and stuff where people have bought those, that's where people, I think, have gotten a little too aggressive, and those are going to go on sale along with some of the multifamily stuff. But yeah, I would, for me, I'm just not into anything to make a 10% profit on stuff. I want more than that.
We had a question. We had a question from someone watching. What's the rental market like in Prescott? Is it like it is in Phoenix, pretty hot and heavy, or?
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's insane. $1.50 a square foot, easy. Sometimes $2 a square foot, pretty easily. Prescott, especially $2 a square foot. Prescott Valley, the outer lying areas of Prescott, you're looking at bare minimum $1 a square foot, but you could easily push that $2 a square foot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We've got multiple studios and one bedroom units as rentals in Prescott, and on average, we're getting about if it's in a decent area, we're getting about $1,400 for a studio. We're getting about $1,500 for one bedrooms, and then anything over that, I mean, it's we've got a couple 2 bedrooms that we're getting about $1,650, $17. So yeah, it's kind of wild right now, but I mean, I know it's fairly similar to Phoenix as well.
Yeah. So
yeah,
anything with
I have 18. Yeah, I have 18 rentals, and I just raised my rents on those, and my tenants were happy that I only did $100. I thought I was going to do somewhere from $300 to $500.
And you probably could
have. That's how crazy it is. Yeah, I could have, but I like to keep them in there.
Yeah, for sure.
They also asked you a good property management company, or you guys both self-manage?
We self-manage. James, you do too, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I like CMA. CMA Property Management Group in Prescott Valley. I think they're good.
Do you use them, James, or do you self-manage?
Yep. I self-manage, but if I was going to use one, that's who I would use. If
you're going to, yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a point comes where you can no longer self-manage. I think where you kind of have to build that side of your business out. What would you say both of you guys, what would you say that number is for amount of units that you have to have before you kind of outsource that?
Well, I've only got 3, but they're just higher end Airbnbs, and I still self manage. But I have a personal assistant that helps me self manage. I guess.
Oh sure. What's that number, James? Is it 40 units?
I think it depends, right? So I think if you have really good properties in a good area, you can have more without having to self-manage. So if you have really good properties in a really good area, which I feel like I do, and they're all site-built homes, I could probably go to 25 or 30, right? I think if you have a bunch of mobile homes in a crummy area, then you're going to attract a crummy tenant that's going to take way more work, and and then there's going to be more work on the property. So it all depends on what type of property you have and the tenant that you have with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I can't believe you self-manage your Airbnbs, man. I would not want to do that. So, I don't have any, but yeah.
So my wife Sage does mine and her personal ones, and then Jake's wife Kayla does our Airbnbs through Viking Real Estate.
Okay.
So it's a team effort over here, all right? We got a team family effort.
Yeah. Yep.
See, Chris has done it right. Chris has been the smart one. Chris has got his 2 or 3 Airbnbs, but they're all multi-million-dollar properties, and they pull in like $30,000 a month each. So doesn't have to deal with 7 or 8 of them. They still bring in a ton of money.
Oh, that's awesome, Chris. Nice.
The numbers aren't that good, but they don't suck.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So what do you guys?
Paid off, Chris, or do you?
No, I got 3% mortgages on them at like $500,000 a piece. So it's just the payments are nothing. Are we gonna have to get back? Are we gonna have to get back to really? I mean, as a listing agent, you're gonna have to get back to actually having to sell versus being able to just. Did you even stick a sign in the yard, or did you just put it on MLS?
Oh God, you could just put it on MLS and you'd be fine, right? So the sign is more for getting buyers to call you so you can double in the deal, more or less. But now you got to put a sign in there, and you got to take really good photos. You can't just do your cell phone photos anymore. So, not that I ever did that, but I've seen agents do that before. So
right. Oh yeah, I've seen them too many times.
Yeah.
One of our comments was you need Rocket Lister, which one of my buddies owns that place. But do you guys even have like a Rocket Lister up there in Prescott, or like a service that takes professional photos, sticks it in MLS for you, or anything like that?
No.
Right. I was I don't think so.
We still ride horses to our listing appointments and stuff like that. So honestly, we don't. We don't have a service like that.
You can still get a DUI on a horse, man. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah. That's right. I ride donkeys instead. They don't go as fast. So
There we go. Perfect. But yeah, no, Chris, we didn't put signs in any of our flips for the longest time. I mean, mainly just because obviously our agent Sage was here, and she's here in Phoenix, and so we weren't going to drive up to Prescott every time. She
wasn't looking for new leads.
Yeah, no, I mean she's doing it at a discount for us, so obviously, heck yeah.
So
it's I think the landscape of it's going to change.
So we've seen just a little information about Phoenix, Arizona, or Maricopa County. We've seen 4,300 actives go to it's 6,300 actives. So that's almost a 50% increase in, call it a 5 to 6 month time frame. It's peaked as high as 6,700 actives. So the inventory's coming. I think there's going to be a little bit of inventory where people are like, they feel like they missed the boat. Those people that I didn't get the top dollar. I better get on now before it starts to slide down the backside. But yeah, it should be changing the landscape as a wholesaler. That's where and if you are a wholesaler, what is it? SB 2747 did pass last week, which means if you are wholesaling, that you have to disclose to the seller that you're planning on wholesaling it, and if you don't, he can cancel up until the time it close and keep your earnest money. So just a little tidbit out there to everybody else. Time to adjust your contracts and disclose that if you have an intent to wholesale it, or if you're gonna, I mean, this is going to be a big deal. Just don't pass it around to dispo companies, because dispo companies just blast stuff, right? They don't ask sometimes, they just send it,
They
right?
don't. A lot of them don't have.
So the last thing you need is some dispo company getting a hold of your inventory, putting it on their site or their email and blasting it out. And then they, someone calls the seller and said, hey, do you know that? And you may not even, you may have thought you were taking it down, but maybe you text it to a buddy, but he texted to his buddy. And then next thing you know, it's on a dispo site or something, right? So that could end up being a bad deal. So you might as well just say, there's a business transaction. We may keep it as rental. We may flip it, or we might wholesale it. So you might want to start training your people to have that conversation up front. So there's no stuff that you catch on the back end.
For sure.
So I gotta get going here pretty soon, but I wanted to kind of piggyback off of one thing you said, Chris, is that inventory going up and buyers feeling like they missed out on getting top dollar. I think the other part to that is, though, finally sellers are seeing more inventory coming up, so they're not going to be afraid of being homeless. So that's the other reason that they're going to list. So you're going to have more people being able to do that, and it'd be a little bit more fluid instead of, where am I going to move to if I sell? Like, I have to have a place to go. So
yeah, and I heard that from tons of people. Like, yeah, I could get great money and I got great equity, but where do I go?
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
As a wholesaler, that was always the number one problem. That was always everyone's question is, okay, because obviously when you're wholesaling, everyone knows you're not giving them top dollar on their home. So if they're not getting top dollar for their home, yet they have to go buy top dollar, that kills so many deals right there. So I think you're right. I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunities. And we've already actually, again, in the last 2 weeks, we've actually seen a lot of opportunities opening up again, just in the sense of exactly what we were just talking about. I think that you're starting to see more sellers now that are like kind of starting to freak out a little bit, saying, hey, you know what? I think the top of the market was already here now. I'm going to just unload this. And I actually don't even really care. Like, I just want to make sure I'm selling right now. And so it's been, in the last 2 weeks, it's been 10 times easier for us negotiating the price down, which has been crazy. It wasn't that way for the previous 6 months to, honestly, even a year and a half. But it was impossible. They're like, well, I've got this many offers, so no, like, I'm not going to come off my price at all. If anything, you guys are going to have a bidding war for my property. And now it's the last 5 deals that we got 5 deals last week, and last week every one of them was that sense where they're like, well, I mean, I know the market's strong, so it's high right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and offload it. And then what we're using now is we're just saying, hey, listen, it was strong, but it's starting to come down, and so we're not able to pay what we were able to pay, a couple months ago. And so we'll, they might say, oh, I wanted $375 for my home, and we'll be like, well, listen, I'm at $345 just based off of what the market's doing right now, and that's where I can do it. And we've noticed, as long as that's delivered correctly, through your sales team, we've been having no issues with that at all. And they're saying, you know what? I'll take $435 because I don't want to get hit like 2008 where I could have taken $435 right now, but now, whatever, a couple months later, it's now worth $275.
Yep. And I got to get going, guys. Sorry, I got another meeting at 2:00 that I got to just get ready for. I'm pulling up to the house. But thank you, Chris, and thank you, Luke.
No worries.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on.
Appreciate it, guys. So you're welcome. Have a good day, okay?
We'll see you, James. Appreciate it.
Bye.
So to piggyback on what he was selling, another way you can look at it is like, let's just say you bought in 2015, right? You bought it for 200. Now your house could be worth 400. If inventory starts to rise, you might list it at 400 because that's what you think, and now all of a sudden you might be like, all right, I'll take 380 because I just want to move, and there might be another house.
Exactly, and I think that's going to happen a lot, Chris. I mean, like I said, it's already happening. We're already seeing it happening right now, and I mean, it was a quick shift. It was honestly a stupidly quick shift in the last few weeks, and it's like, so I think that you're gonna be able to start getting a lot more deals again, especially if these sellers are they're kind of doom and gloom right now. You know what I mean?
they're getting FOMO, failure, missing out on the highest dollar, right?
They really are. They really are. So hopefully, if things don't, Jake and I were just talking about this. If things don't come down, if things do end up staying, I'm not saying don't come down. I'm just saying if there's not the same need for the properties that there was in the past, if maybe these properties are just selling for market value now and they're not going well over, there could still be a lot of money to be made before this thing does end up dropping, if it does.
Well, that's where your acquisition team comes into like a big play because,
yes,
like you said, you weren't having, if we list it, we're going to get, multiple offers. It's like, well, now if you want to buy a distressed house, we actually are going to have to go through the time of rehabbing it and, putting it on the market and cleaning it up. And that may take us 90 days. And that next 90 days could be scary. I need a discount.
Yeah. And then the other thing is too, is that you've got a lot of people right now that are the biggest thing that we're noticing is that these people are trying to take advantage of the market where it's at right now. But the other thing that they're doing is they're trying to stay in there as long as they can. So they'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to need a 60-day lease back. Or, that's what a majority of our contracts that we're seeing right now our sellers are doing is they're saying, I want to sell to you at this price right now, but give me 90 days to move out and to find a new place. And so we're kind of starting to tighten down on that too, saying, hey, listen, we can't do that anymore. Like we can't, we have no idea where the market's going to go in the next 90 days. So we're not going to be willing to let you stay here for 90 days, even if it is at market rent, because it could end up, biting us in the ass.
I can tell you as a wholesaler, anybody sends me a contract for a 60 to 90 day post possession, I'm a pass.
I know exactly.
Because as a wholesaler, we know the guy that has the contract generally gets the most bang for the buck, right?
For sure.
If you're taking a deal like me, because I buy from a lot of wholesalers, and you're getting it with a 60 to 90 day post possession, a guy like Luke might have clipped it for 50, and I might be making 5 to 7 on a on a dispo, and I'm like, well, that doesn't seem fair.
Well, speaking of those 5 houses that we got last week, they're all yours. Jack's blasting them all out. So,
well, yeah, I heard that he said that you were converting a little bit more back to wholesaling, and I was like, that's actually, I think I talked to him 2 days ago. I was like, that was a smart move on his part.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about it. We were planning on flipping. Like, we got those 3 that were in the Scottsdale, Tempe area, and then we've got these 5 that are all East Valley. They're all Mesa and Chandler. And our plan was originally to be flipping all of them, but we just don't want to take the chance right now. We're gonna try to wholesale most of them. So, worst case scenario, if they don't sell for the numbers that we think that we should get for them, we'll obviously kind of run the numbers and say, hey, you know what, this makes more sense for us to flip. But it's just interesting that this is something that we have to start thinking of now is, what is your new exit strategy with how the market's going? So.
And we'll, obviously keep watching our every Tuesday podcast. We'll keep you up to date on inventory and how it's moving. You can always jump on the Comfort Report too. They're a local in Arizona, and I'm sure if you're watching this, we had someone from Sacramento. Any suggestions for a newbie wholesaler in Sacramento? He's on your Viking Facebook page or your YouTube page. It looks like.
For a newbie wholesaler getting into this market right now.
Yeah, he jumped on. It looks like he's watching on your Viking.
I would say don't. I wouldn't try any flips right now. I would stick with wholesaling for now. You're gonna learn. You're gonna be able to learn a lot in this next year. There's no doubt about it because a lot of people over the past couple of years have just they've got into a market where it's just continually gone up, and that's all they've seen. And so it's been a lot easier in the sense of just knowing what to expect. Where if you're kind of just getting into this now with a market that is kind of teetering on what's going to happen, I would say just mind your P's and Q's. Don't take any crazy chances right now. Same thing though, just plug away. Make sure if you're cold calling or whatever your marketing strategy is, keep doing it. Don't stop. It all comes down to repetition and being consistent. But just keep going after it, and then again, just don't take any unnecessary chances right now when you don't need to. So those would be my best tips. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, just obviously sticking to wholesale. You can always back out with the inspection period, and just got to learn to be nimble. the guy, and this is the time where the guy with the biggest list wins, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you have if you got a good dispo guy working with you, there's going to be, wholesaling is going to be a little bit trouble. So people are going to reduce their numbers. They're going to reduce their buy numbers. They're going to make sure it's a deal. You're going to need exit strategies, and an exit strategy is, I'm just going to make it a rental. Isn't a great exit strategy at a 7% interest rate anymore.
No, exactly. I literally got a quote. I got a quote for a refi right now. One of them came back at 7, and I was like, holy shit, 7%. I was like, I was getting 3.5 like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it makes things interesting for people who are looking at, holding properties as well. We're not going to hold anything for a while.
Yeah.
Not until those interest rates come back down. There's no point to. So.
And then just, talking about the multifamily that we were just talking about earlier is, cap rates are based on expenses.
Yeah.
And, if your expenses now go up, or you're in some kind of a 5-year or 10-year balloon or anything like that, that makes a bad deal for a multifamily investor.
Yep.
Interest rates are going to be going up. And just, I'm a hard money lender too. Everybody's like, well, interest rates on hard money go up? Well, most people are either based off commercial mortgage rates. And so prime is only going, and let's just use prime as one of those examples. Prime has only gone up 0.25%. So not the 2% that traditional mortgage rates have gone up in the last 4 to 5 months. So right now, I think hard money rates will stay the same. But I mean, if money leaves the marketplace because they can get better returns somewhere else, then supply and demand, that will cause hard money rates to climb. But I mean, I still think hard money is a great bet. For as far as investing goes, you get first deeds of trust. As long as you don't have a big collapse like we did last time, we should be good. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think too many people are expecting that. I really don't. We'll see.
So. But yeah, there's the update on we had about listings and inventory and demand kind of definitely creeping down as far as listings go. Luke's talked about like his listings aren't getting as much action, and from a wholesaler, I can tell you we're not getting as many calls. So yeah, definitely time to just be nimble. Make sure you're looking at your deal, you're underwriting it better, you're sharpening that pencil like we talked about before, and
make sure it's a no-brainer now.
And you can keep watching. And you can keep watching us on Tuesday, and we'll keep trying to give you the latest and greatest information.
Absolutely. And next Tuesday, we will be in our new office.
Yeah, we'll be next Tuesday. We're going to be, we're actually going to have a pre-recorded one, right? With Steve.
Yeah. We're going to do that one tomorrow. Yep. So we're going to be on with Steve tomorrow, but then, that'll be a recorded one. But yeah, we're moving into the office next Tuesday. So I will be able to be in my new setting, and I'm so excited.
We'll let you get settled into that, and then we'll do a group meeting on Tuesday at your office with some with some cocktails.
Absolutely, we gotta celebrate. So,
all right, guys, thanks for jumping on, and if you want real estate advice, or you can throw your or if you want any new topics you want us to discuss, just throw them on the chat, and we're always looking for new things to learn about and talk about.
Heck yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, guys.
All right, see you
Later, Chris.